She thought her wedding day would be the happiest day of her life, but she had no idea what was coming next. Before I tell you what happened, don't forget to like this video, follow, and comment if you want more stories like this. Jenny had always dreamed of a fairytale wedding, since her secondary school days. She would talk endlessly about walking down the aisle in a long sparkling gown surrounded by expensive decor, and a crowd of guests gasping at her beauty. So when Mike finally proposed, Jenny didn't just want a wedding, she wanted a grand show. Mike tried to be reasonable. "Jenny, let's do something small," he said one evening. "We can always have a big celebration later." But Jenny wouldn't hear of it. "What will people say if we don't make it big? Do you want them to think we're broke?" she argued. And so, the spending began. She booked the event hall on credit, promising to pay after the wedding. She ordered a 5-tier cake she couldn't afford, assuring the baker that Mike would settle it after the event. Even the wedding gown was borrowed from a bridal shop, with the balance to be paid in installments. Jenny felt she had it all figured out. She told her maid of honor with confidence, "Once guests start spraying money, I'll settle everyone." The wedding day finally arrived. The chandelier glowed, the hall smelled like roses, and Jenny looked breathtaking in her gown. Cameras flashed everywhere as she walked down the aisle, smiling proudly. It was everything she had ever dreamed of. But reality hit fast. When it was time for the dance, Jenny noticed something strange. Guests were spraying far less money than she expected. Some simply watched and smiled, others were more interested in the food and taking selfies. By the end of the night, she gathered the cash gifts, and her heart sank. The money wasn't even enough to cover the caterer's balance. Days later, the phone calls started. "Madam Jenny, when will you pay the remaining 150,000 naira for the food? The cake got damaged while returning, you'll have to pay extra." And then the bridal shop called, "The gown has a tear, you'll pay double." Jenny was speechless. The wedding that was supposed to make her look rich had now left her broke. Mike was furious. "Jenny, did we get married for love or for show? Look at the bills piling up." Jenny tried to stay calm, but inside she was breaking. Every day brought more debt collectors and angry vendors. The same friends who once hyped her wedding were now ignoring her calls. One afternoon, she overheard two of her friends gossiping. "Did you see Jenny's wedding? The food was good, but the decor didn't match the hype," one said. "All that noise for a borrowed wedding," the other laughed. "People like forming rich." Something in Jenny snapped. She realized the bitter truth. Everyone she had tried so hard to impress had already moved on. The guests she fed had returned to their lives. The people who took pictures with her had posted new selfies. Nobody cared anymore. She sat alone on her bed, staring at her wrinkled thorn wedding gown in the corner. The same gown that once made her feel like a queen. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she whispered to herself, "All that stress, just to prove a point to people who don't even remember me." Moral of the story: don't go broke trying to impress people who will forget you tomorrow. Weddings last a day, but marriage lasts a lifetime. The peace you feel after the crowd is gone is worth more than any glamorous event.